never don't care, we cannot falter in the battle, we're tried and true. Indiana, we're all for you.
Welcome, everybody, to the Indiana Basketball Show. This one should be slightly more fun than the last 10 years. Indiana last night dominated Minnesota.
4 of them.
70. I'm trying to open the fucking show, Steve. Be quiet. And they beat Minnesota 77-57. And of course, I'm here with
77-47.
That's what I said. Probably
you said 57.
The most popular player in Indiana Hoosier history. Now, we just got Steve Risley. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great.
All right. Indiana won 77-47. They played much better last night. This is a Minnesota team that did beat UCLA over the weekend. Only lost by 10 at Michigan last week. What'd you think? I mean, they played better. Are we going to read too much into this and think everything's fixed? Or was it just one night where they played better?
I'm going into a tournament. I'm going to read a lot into this and say Indiana has an opportunity to play themselves back into the tournament. I know you've got them seeded as a Dayton team right now.
Which from what I saw right now, it shows them playing SMU in the play-in game.
Yeah, well, that's going to change a million times between now and next Sunday or this Sunday night when they make the picks for the tournament. Or actually, it's next Sunday night because they got the Big Ten tournament starting Tuesday, I think.
Yeah. Sunday night coming.
I think they came out and played like they did at the beginning of the year. They shot well. They they dominated. And the thing that the things that I'm going to harp on are the things I've harped on all year. They out-rebounded them 37-24. Get on the damn boards, block people out, get them off the boards. We did that. And we took the ball inside. Our points in the paint was 40-22. We outscored them by 18 points in the paint. Our bench came up with 10 points, which isn't a lot for a four-man bench. But they had zero. The defense held them to zero. They shot well. In the confines of Assembly Hall, they shot well. They were at 57% from 2-point range. 41%. I know I'm stealing your thunder here with the stats, so
that's all right.
I'll let those go.
I'm used to.
They put 3 players in double figures again, with some balanced scoring, balanced minutes. They had 9 guys get about 10 minutes or not. It was the IU of the early days now, but again, I'm not putting a lot of credence in Minnesota. Minnesota either is beat up or wore out from only playing 6 players. And I know you say we haven't played a lot more.
We play 6 too.
Well, but we got 9 on the bench to sub when we need to. They don't even have them. At least we've got them to put in and give us 10 minutes out of guys like Sisley.
Well, I think what you had here is the biggest issue it caused all night for Minnesota is the fact that with just 6 guys, they do get tired. So they basically just play zone all the time. Yeah. They can't really come out of that. And I think that
lights out.
We shot lights out. And this is a team that is capable of doing that when they're on. And I think that it's the same game you saw against Minnesota before when Minnesota beat us. The difference is we made shots.
I would say what I'm doing is I'm going into it with a positive attitude now. I've got a more positive attitude than I did after the last game. So I feel better about things, but we are so reliant on other crap happening in front of us. This is a big weekend. We have got to win at Ohio State, and that's a quad 1 game for us. I understand now. Is it
1 or 2?
1 or 2. We're right on the board.
It would be quad 1 because we're playing at Ohio State.
At Ohio State, so that's a quad 1 win. That'd be our 4th quad 1 win, I think.
3rd or 4th.
3rd or 4th, and right in there. But then that's good. Well, we've got to go out and play like this at Ohio State. And if we don't do that, then we're back into where we were before we played the Minnesota game. And then, we get into the conference tournaments. We are so dependent right now on no upsets or minimal upsets. There's going to be upsets. Nothing you can do about that. I mean, I still say the chances of Miami winning their tournament and going into the dance undefeated is slim and none. Somebody's going to beat them.
It's not slim and none, Steve. But
okay, well,
it's not slim. Akron is good. Akron could beat Miami.
Yeah,
if
well,
it came down to it,
but that's just simply one example of if Miami loses, that's 2 spots out of that conference, the Ohio Valley Conference, as opposed to 1.
Well, you could have anything happen like that. You could take the last place team in the Big 12 or the 10th place team, and they go, Kansas State could win the Big 12.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
every one of those just hurts Indiana. There's no benefit from the conference tournaments even happening for Indiana right now because of the position we put ourselves into. But that being said, in talking about the game against Minnesota, as I pointed out, and why don't you cover all the stats for everybody, and then let's go from there and talk about stats and how we did on that play. Then we'll break it down to what it means with my expertise.
You talked about the offense with Indiana at 57%, 42 from 3. The thing that was more impressive to me was the Indiana defense, 32% from 3-point range, 24%. Indiana only got to the foul line 8 times. Still need to take the ball to the hole more, but it's hard to complain about that when you're shooting, almost 60%. They out-rebounded Minnesota 38-24. Points in the paint, as you said, 40-22. It was an ugly basketball game if you're Minnesota, and it wasn't necessarily pretty if you were Indiana because Minnesota just wasn't very good. But Cade Tyson's a hell of a player. And they had 7 dudes that played. Now, Maximin Gizzi only played the last 2 minutes, and I really just wanted to say Maximus Gizzi because that's his name. We got to see Trent Sisley play finally, 10 minutes, 2 points, had 2 rebounds and an assist. Reed Bailey, 12 minutes, 4 points. But Sam Alexis played really well again, 23 points. Tucker DeVries, 13. Nick Dorn, 11. Starting to shoot the ball a little bit better than what he was before. It wouldn't take much. Lamar Wilkerson, 16. Connor Enright, 33 minutes, and, he scored 4 points. So that's better than normal. There's not much that could be said here. I mean, the stat line basically tells the story of the game, which was an easy Indiana victory. But like you said, this is going to come down to the Ohio State game. Now, this is acting really weird. If there's anybody out there, somebody make a comment because they changed how Restream works. And I'm not even sure if I'm seeing comments if they're being made. But Steve, against Ohio State, I mean, really, to have a legitimate shot to end up in the NCAA tournament, Indiana has to win this game because if they don't, you've probably got to win 3 or 4 games in the Big Ten tournament, which we'll look at the draw in a minute. And the draw actually is a winnable draw if they play well. But this Ohio State game is important because right now Ohio State sits as one of the last teams in without having to play in Dayton. Indiana is the last team in playing in Dayton. You get that win, maybe you switch those roles, then maybe it only takes 1 Big Ten Conference tournament win to get you in.
Yeah, Indiana's best case scenario is to go out there and beat Ohio State soundly.
Wait a second. Robert said that's pronounced Jizzy. That makes it even better. Go ahead.
Now I got Jizzy. Now I got Jizzy on my brain.
You got Jizzy on your brain. That hasn't happened since you watched Isaiah. Never mind. Go ahead.
God. I didn't even eat Christmas. I got
Jizzy. Maximus Jizzy. Oh my God. His name's
Maximus Jizzy.
I just realized. I think Robert's playing with us.
Maximus Jizzy.
And if he is, that was an awesome play.
I'm going to digress here.
Me and Steve obviously.
That is the greatest porn name you've heard in the last 20 years.
Me and Steve actually fell asleep probably inside of the 10-minute mark last night. So we never got to see Maximus Gizzy or Maximus Jizzy, either one. But that is an awesome catch, Robert.
That is a great name.
If that is not his name, Robert, you need to find him on X or something to suggest it to him.
X?
That would be
you got to find Maximus Jizzy on X. Sure, why not?
There you go, Robert. That's your job for today. Go look up Maximus Jizzy on X and report back to what you get.
We just take this thing to the gutter.
Robert started it, and then you jumped on top of it.
Well, how do you not jump on top of Maximus Jizzy?
I would not touch Maximus Jizzy myself.
Oh my goodness, good golly, Miss
All
Molly.
right. Do you remember what we were talking about now?
Yeah, we were talking about the way Indiana's got to play. I think they need to get a good solid win. I don't care if it's even a tight game, but Indiana's got to earn the win. I think Indiana's got to go out there, and they can't let Ohio State play badly and get the win, because then people just say, well, Indiana had a poor job, or Ohio State played poorly. Indiana won because Ohio State played badly, and therefore we still think Ohio State's a better team. We're not going to really change things around. We're going to leave Indiana in the bottom four and put Ohio State in as the last play team in. We need to go out and we need to beat Ohio State. We can't just win the game. That's my opinion.
We need to win the damn game.
Well, but that's given.
If it was at home, we would want to kick their ass. I just want to win.
I know but like I said, we can win the game winning by 1 point, but we have to make plays and show that we're a better basketball club and we deserve the automatic slot in. And then we got to hope for minimal upsets in the other conference tournaments. There's, as I said, there's a lot of balance in college basketball this year. And yeah, you're gonna have some big upsets in the conference tournaments. So you got to just be careful of that. Mind yourself of that. I don't think Indiana's good enough right now to make a dent in the tournament if they get in or after they get in. But I think that right now a goal for this team is to get in the dance and dance. And that's a good thing for this basketball team, because I believe the way Indiana's maligned themselves the last few years, they'll turn down an NIT bid, which I think is a huge mistake. I think should that come to fruition, anytime you got a chance to put your team back on the court,
they're all seniors, though, Steve.
I don't care. You
get nothing out of it except for spending money to fly around.
You get some advertising about your basketball program.
Nobody watches it.
Wear your fancy black uniforms. Do whatever you want to do. I don't know.
I disagree. I think it's useless.
Even if I was a senior, I'd want to play rather than sit at home and watch.
You told me when you guys played Maryland in the first round, you were hoping to lose so you could go on vacation. You did. You told me that.
Well, that was different. That was losing the first game of the tournament. So, whatever.
My question is, how jacked would you have been to play James Madison in the first round of the NIT in '81?
It didn't matter. I had put 4 years of time into the IU. I wanted to play. So each game at that point was my last game.
Well, and right now it looks like Indiana will be seeded 10th in the Big Ten tournament. And I don't think there's a possibility of movement for Indiana. The only team they could end up tied with is Iowa. But since Iowa beat Indiana earlier in the season, Indiana's going to be the 10 seed. And I think what I saw was
right? That gives us a bye.
Well, it gives you to buy out of the toilet bowl, but then out of the toilet bowl, you would be playing, I believe it was like Pitt State or Northwestern, or there was still a chance that it could be Rutgers. I would take my chances with any. Of course, Northwestern already whipped our ass, but that never should have happened anyways. So, yeah. And I've got it. I just found a projected live seeds bracket. But that just shows us where we are. Here we go. Right now, Indiana in the second round, because they got a bye to the second round, would play the winner of Northwestern versus Penn State.
Okay.
And the good thing is it's on Big Ten Network, so nobody will get pissed because it's on Peacock. Now, this is where it gets interesting, Steve. If everything sits the way it does now, and there's a decent shot it could, you would play in that second game, probably Northwestern, a beatable team. The next game, you would play. What game is it? Game 11. I don't know. I lost track of mine. I lost track of what I was doing, Steve. But Indiana would play at 6:30 on Wednesday on the Big Ten Network, probably against Northwestern, and then they would have to play. It looks like as the 10 seed, maybe Wisconsin in the second or in the third round. Yeah, it would be Wisconsin, I think, in the third round. After that, quarterfinals, you would be stuck with like Nebraska.
Nebraska's reeling right now. They're not playing very good basketball right now.
Yeah, well, luckily we are playing tremendous right now, so we should be all right there.
Yeah, the boys ought to be going into this kind of spirited, mind frames in good shape. They came off a good win. Let's see if they can carry that, hold on to that. Preparation for the most part is looking at game film that they've already played these teams by now. There's nobody we haven't seen yet in the Big Ten at least once. So preparation should be relatively easy. But if they prepare like they prepared for Minnesota, Ohio State should be a game that takes care of itself.
Well, I think this, Steve.
I know that. Go ahead.
I think they're going to beat Ohio State.
I do too. I do. The Ohio State's an up-tempo great team. They like to run and gun. They like to get out and go.
They do not rebound well either.
No, they do not rebound well at all, but they do push it up and they do run. They'll make a lot of turnovers, but they'll catch you. If you're not hustling and you're not busting down court with these guys, they will outrun you.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about that, I think limiting second chance opportunities is huge against a team like this on both ends of the floor. I think you need 6 or 7 rebounds from Tucker. You probably need 7 or 8 rebounds from Sam Alexis. These guys have got to hit the boards, and you got to somehow try to contain Bruce Thornton, who's averaging 20 points, 4 assists a game. And, I mean, the perimeter defense, Connor Enright, has to force Thornton into an inefficient shooting night. If he does that, I think this team can win the game going away.
Our perimeter defense is not one of our strengths.
Yeah, but Connor Enright's pretty good. He's just got to take care of Bruce Thornton. So we're just trying to stop their best player. So
I think that I'll tell you who's got to step up and kind of give us some preseason or early season form is we got to get some more out of Tucker DeVries. He's got to just engage into the game more than he's doing. I don't know if he's sitting back and
well, I think last night it wasn't really needed, so he didn't.
Well, he only scored 11 points or something like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't needed. He got other people the ball. He played.
No, he scored 13.
Yeah, he always scores 13. That's why the best bet in college basketball. I always do this. Anytime, which is probably 90% of the time this year, Tucker DeVries is over-unders at 12.5. I bet that damn thing 9 times at over 12.5. All 9 times have won. Now, 4 of those times he hit exactly 13, but it's still won.
Okay. I don't gamble, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, God.
Is that a prop bet? Is that what's called a prop bet?
Yes, that is called a prop bet.
Okay.
So I think the good thing here is, they're not a great rebounding team. So if we shoot the ball well, we can win the game.
Well, I think we have to stay fundamentally sharp. We got to block out. We need to keep our turnovers down. We had 10 turnovers, which is right about where it should be for a team like Indiana. I think we got to be careful because the tempo is going to pick up over Minnesota. Minnesota was trying to slow it down and be more methodical, given the fact that they only had 6 players really to run with. They were trying to conserve. Ohio State's a little different cat. They're gonna want to get out and go. This is going to create an opportunity for more turnovers. They've got to stay on the boards. They've got to enhance and improve their perimeter defense. What you have their stats up? Pull their stats up. What do they shoot as a 3-point team?
State? Hold on. I don't know. You could pull stats up, especially if you know.
Look, I've got you on camera. I'm good. Okay, I'm not. I'm just not even going to mess with it.
Okay, Thornton averages 19.9. He is their leading scorer. He basically leads in assists. He leads in steals. He leads in points.
What's the team shooting 3-point shooting?
Let's see. 3-point percentage is 36, so they're not bad.
Not bad. Okay, so we're going to have to play some perimeter defense.
Now, the guy you got to watch here is John Mobley, who shoots 43%, and he averages 16 points a game. He can get loose on you.
Yeah.
Devin Royal, not a great 3-point shooter, but he can get to the hole and score. this is a team that really goes about 7 or 8 deep. I mean, Gabe Cupps plays for them.
Gabe Cupps, wasn't that an Indiana player last year?
Well, he was supposed to be. Yeah. He averages 1.5 points a game. We replaced that with Connor Enright. I think Connor's a better defender, though. So I think when you look at it, I think Thornton and Mobley, the 2 guards, are the key to this game. So hopefully, Lamar Wilkerson can go off a little bit and make them work a little bit harder on defense, which may throw their shot off. You're playing at Ohio State. It's usually tough in the Big Ten, but it doesn't seem like there's been more road teams winning in the Big Ten this year, Steve.
Everybody but Indiana.
Well, that's the way it's been for a while, Steve.
No, yeah, there's a lot of balance. You take the top 3. You take Purdue, Michigan.
Purdue's not top 3.
I still think they are.
There's no fucking way, Steve. They're not very good. They beat Northwestern by 2 or 3 last night, I think. I just don't think they're that good.
There's a lot of balance in the Big Ten this year.
Well,
there's a lot of teams that are packed together that can beat each other anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, how many teams here do you think could go to the Final Four if everything went right?
None.
Oh, you don't think Michigan can?
Oh, well, Michigan, yeah. There's one.
You don't think Illinois can?
No.
Why not?
Illinois is not that good.
The record says they're pretty good.
Well, yeah.
The interesting thing is Ohio State hasn't won 3 games in a row since like November or December, but they can make it 3 in a row if they beat the Indiana Hoosiers. Ohio State's last game was a 94-62 drubbing. A drubbing of Penn State by 32 on the road in a game where they outscored them 45-21 in the first half. And in that game, when you look at it, let's see, Bruce Thornton was 7 for 8 from the field, 18 points. They had 2, 4, 5 guys. The Mobley kid that I told you about the 3-point shooting, he was 8 for 9 last night and scored 28 points. That was 8 for 9 from 3-point range.
Yeah. If I was Darren DeVries, I'd be showing these kids game film of last night's game, and I'd be telling them this is what we've got to do from here on out. You got to penetrate. You got to go to the hole. You got to give us good perimeter defense. You got to control the ball. You got to own the boards, minimize your turnovers, and control the tempo of the game. If Indiana can do that, I think other than the big couple 3-point teams, Purdue, Illinois, and Michigan, and really, I tell you what, as long as you got Izzo, Michigan State's a factor. I know you roll your eyes at me, but
it really had one shit quarter of a century.
Yeah, well, I still think the guy's one of the better tournament coaches in the country.
Wait a second. He's only won 1 more championship than Matt Painter. And he's had like 15 more, 20 more years, hadn't he?
No, Matt's the dean of coaches in the Big Ten.
Matt's not been there longer than Tom Izzo.
I think he has.
There's no way.
Look it up.
Tom Izzo's first year was like 1995, wasn't it?
Look it up.
I'm looking it up.
I thought I saw where Matt was the dean of coaches in the Big Ten.
Well, he's going to have to have been there since before 1996.
I don't know.
Since 2005.
So 9 years short.
Yeah, so I was right again.
Okay. Well, you're always right.
He's got 447 wins, 203 losses. He is
Matt?
Yeah, he is 65 wins away from passing Gene Cady as the winningest college basketball coach that Purdue has ever produced.
There you go. That's
the
some
other
guy.
problem is
That's some guy hoops, not chick hoops.
Oh God, nobody cares about chick hoops. It's not the same thing. It's like comparing junior high to NBA.
Okay.
What? You always get upset. The FCC doesn't care what I say. Once again, Steve.
No, I know. I don't. You know, when you're talking about Maximus Jizzy, I don't think the NCAA does care about what you say.
That was Robert Stewart that loves
Maximus. I think that when you have Maximus Jizzy on X, I don't think the FCC is even listening to us.
I told you they don't. They only do network.
I don't even
network
think
TV.
Malta's listening to us.
No, because they trust us.
Yeah. Sure.
We put up numbers, dog.
There you go.
All right. So
I think this is a pretty simple case. We're dependent on other things to happen throughout the course of between the next week and a half to see whether we dance or not. Now we lost control of our own destiny.
no, we could still win out and make the tournament.
Well, sure. If we win
That's
the Big
controlling
Ten,
your own
if we win the
destiny.
Big Ten tournament, yeah.
We've went through
we're
this
in.
before, Steve. Everybody
But
controls
I
their
tell you
destiny.
right now, it's getting to the point where anything short of winning the Big Ten tournament might really make us sweat on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon.
I think if they make it to the quarterfinals, they're safe.
Quarterfinals of the Big Ten,
Yeah.
which is what, 3 games, 2 wins and a loss?
Be 2 wins and a loss. But the loss would be to a good team.
Yeah, let's see them get there first.
That is including beating Ohio State, though. With the Ohio State loss,
Yeah, if they lose to Ohio State, it's done.
That means you probably got to get to the semifinals, which means you're going to have to be at least 1, if not 2 good teams. And I don't know that can happen back to back. We did see it a few weeks ago. I just don't trust it right now. I think this team, give me a pick. Indiana, Ohio State, Steve. Who do you like? Honestly.
I like Indiana.
Okay,
I like Indiana the way they played against Minnesota.
I think that, but we got to pick the way we think they're going to play.
I'm gonna go with Indiana by 6 points.
Okay.
And why I said 6, I just single digits. It'll be a single digit win. Take your number at that point.
I don't know, Steve. When I look at this, I think Indiana should win the game. I think they match up pretty decently here. You shouldn't have to worry about rebounding unless you just get out hustled. But you're on a road. What was our best road win this year?
UCLA.
Was that on the road?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Okay, so that was our best road.
Then we turned around and handed it right back to USC.
Yeah, we did. Well, joke's on them because now they're completely out as their star player decided to leave.
No, I think he was asked to leave.
Oh, no, I think he wanted to leave and then they asked him, so he left.
Yeah, well.
Usually when you said, do you think if you'd have sat with the cheerleaders in the student section that you might have been kicked off the team if Robert Knight was the coach?
I don't.
You never know. You never know.
I guess I just was so afraid of Knight and his retribution that we never would have thought of ever pulling a shenanigan like that.
Unless you really wanted out.
I wouldn't even have done that. I wouldn't even have done that.
Be afraid he's going to hit you with a fucking chair or something?
I don't know what I just would have never. I would have thought I would have gotten run over by somebody's F-150 in the parking lot. I don't understand how these guys. I guess he thinks he's going to the NBA, or he thinks he's.
He has the talent to. It just makes you wonder if the NBA would be willing to take a dude that just did that. How pathetic is the NBA?
The players in the NBA, they'll take
they're
anybody.
pathetic. You know what? I make fun of women's sports, but I'd rather watch the WNBA right now than the NBA.
NBA. We tried to watch some of the Lakers game the other day.
It's unwatchable.
God, it's unwatchable. It is not watchable.
Get this, People says that UCLA only has 1 loss at home this year, and that was against IU. Because I remember they beat Purdue right before we went and smoked their ass.
No.
So I don't think this is a lost cause. I think if you beat Ohio State, you can get there. They should be able to beat Ohio State. But really, if you told me I had to bet on this game, I'm taking Ohio State.
Well, the way I see it, Mike, is that they have to keep winning to play. And we have to count on
Ohio State.
We have to count on other teams to lose.
So does Ohio State.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's down to Indiana and Ohio State for the last spot in from the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Possibly they both could get in, but right now there's projected at being 9 getting in and Indiana's 10. So.
But if we win at Ohio State and we win 2 tournament games in the Big Ten tournament, we're in. We're in without playing in the playing game.
Yep.
you know, we're coming out west or something like that, and we're going somewhere where we got to play Duke or Arizona or Michigan.
Well,
in the first round.
hopefully we'll be like a 10 seed, because the 8-9 seed is the worst thing to be, because then in the second round you got to play those teams.
Yeah, you do.
That's why it's almost better that Indiana's going to be the 10th seed in the Big Ten tournament, because it's the 10th seed. The way it looks now, you can dodge Michigan or Illinois
Until the second, third, or fourth game.
until the end.
Till the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least that's the way it is now. They could change this weekend, I guess. I know the Indiana seed stays at 10. We will be back. Do you want to come? Do you want to do a show Sunday?
No, there's NASCAR on.
But I mean, I don't know why NASCAR would be more important than Indiana basketball.
NASCAR is always more important than Indiana basketball.
It's a bunch of white guys driving in circles around a track, getting beat by.
And the only team owner that's won this year.
That's what I just said. It's a bunch of white guys racing cars, but Michael Jordan's going to win.
Michael Jordan's won all 3 races so far with his team.
So really, NASCAR is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Michael Jordan's Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan's just a winner. The guy's just a winner. He comes into NASCAR and his team has won the first 3 races.
You know why? Because it's just like the NBA of the 1990s. There's no Magic, no Larry, no Isaiah, so Jordan gets to rule it.
What am I talking about? There's a lot of great NASCAR drivers out there right now. So Michael's just got his team and crap together. He's got Denny Hamlin as his co-team owner with him.
Jay Minton says, we'll go back to basketball since I find NASCAR about as exciting as watching grass grow. Jay Minton says, I think if we beat Ohio State, we're in. So, Jay Minton, let me ask you this. If they beat Ohio State but lose to Penn State or Northwestern, do you still think they would get in?
They'll never play Penn. They'll never play Penn State and Northwestern if they lose.
No, they got to play one or the other.
Yeah. Well, you said and, not or.
No, I said, what if they lose to a Penn State or Northwestern?
You said and Northwestern. Play back the tape when we're done with the show. You screwed this one up.
There's no tape on anything anymore, Steve. It drives me nuts when people say, I taped that. You didn't tape it. Ain't nobody had a VCR in 20 years.
It's colloquial, Mike.
So, Jay Minton, that's the question. If they lose the first round of the Big Ten tournament, is the Ohio State win enough to get them in?
No.
I think it would not. I think they have to win that first Big Ten tournament game. In Northwestern in Chicago, I know Indiana will have more fans, but it's still Northwestern in Chicago, and they will have the best player on the court.
Well, you have to remember, too, is that the tickets are divided up by, 18 teams?
Yes, gives us 500 in a conference, and we are 36 net. Not if they lose to a team that's a quad 3 or a quad 4 team, though. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't think they deserve to be in if they lose to a Penn State or a Northwestern in the first round, even if they beat Ohio State, because you still only have your legitimate wins are Purdue, UCLA. I don't really think either one of those teams are that great. Purdue, UCLA, Ohio State. I mean, to me,
this whole crap is made for TV anyway.
Everything's made for TV, Steve. That's why
why don't they do what they used to do in the high school state championships of Indiana? Let everybody play.
They do, Steve. We've went through this every year. Everybody has a chance.
Yeah.
Who doesn't get in? Who doesn't get a chance to win a national championship in basketball?
Nobody. Everybody gets a chance.
They do. If you're in the conference tournament and you start winning, you control your own destiny.
Okay.
Are you being sarcastic, or are you finally admitting that I'm right?
No, I see your point. I just think the dance is just different. You just let every team in the dance, but that eliminates the need for conference,
which eliminates more money.
Yeah, the way the system is now generates much more money, much more profit for a nonprofit organization. Let me put it to you that way.
Yes, they are a nonprofit organization.
Somehow the nonprofit continues to profit out the ass.
Hey, but they don't profit off college football anymore. So
they don't?
Oh no, the college football playoffs has nothing to do with the NCAA.
Oh no, of course. It's not CFA.
Huh?
It's CFA.
That was in the 80s. It's the CFP now.
Okay.
In the 80s, they called it the College Football Alliance. Now it's just the college football playoffs, which are separate from the NCAA. So all that money goes to the college football playoffs. So maybe someday they'll even let D2 teams in the NCAA tournament to try to make enough money to stave off elimination, because that's where the NCAA is headed for, I believe. But anything else before we wrap it up, Steve?
No, let's get back to Maximus Jizz.
All right. Robert, if you're watching, get back to us on what happens when you look that up on X. All right, guys. I guess me and Steve won't be back till Monday, where we'll just look at the Big Ten tournament and not really worry about the Ohio State game that much.
Well, when's the Ohio State game?
It's Saturday. And I don't think NASCAR runs from 11 in the morning to 6 at night.
Dude, you do these shows at noon or 1 o'clock your time. That's like 3 hours earlier.
I let you pick the time, Steve. What time do you want to do?
Monday at 10 o'clock is fine with me.
Okay, so Monday at 1, we'll come back, we'll preview.
I mean,
we'll
people
talk about Ohio State, and then we'll preview the Big Ten.
People have
tournament.
gardening to do. They got, I mean, Bay Hill golf tournaments on, Arnie's tournament, Arnie's course. I've played Bay Hill multiple times. Beautiful
Those aren't
golf
even
course.
sports, Steve.
What?
Those aren't even sports.
Yeah, okay. I don't know another athlete that's made $100 million in the first 3 years of his career.
Who's that?
Scotty Scheffler.
And he made $100 million, and still probably half of the population of the country doesn't know who the fuck he is.
I think everybody knows who Scotty.
I don't think they do. I think if I go ask my wife, what do you think about Scotty Scheffler? She'll say, "Oh, I think I went to high school with him."
No, but I'm sure your wife knows who Maximus Jizzy is.
I fucking show her every night, Steve.
That's it. We are done. That is
all right, guys.
We are going off the deep end now.
Make sure you check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, wherever you find sports podcasts. You'll find me, Maximus Jizzy, with Steve Jizzy. All right, we're going to call this the Jizzy Show from now.
No, we're not going to do that.
We're going to do the show at midnight, so it'll be 9 o'clock your time, and you can't bitch about it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Make sure you follow us on X at Grueling Truth. Make sure you hit that like button.
Hang on, Mike. We'll do a little bet here.
What?
If Indiana wins, we'll do a show Sunday after the game.
Okay.
Saturday. We'll do a show whenever you want to do one.
Okay.
You want to do it right after the game Saturday? Fine. I don't care.
That would be what time?
I don't know.
They start at 5:30. It'd be 7:30. We'll be getting close to maximum Jizzy time. So I probably won't be able to do it that late.
All right. Well, if IU wins the game, you pick the time. We'll do a show.
If IU wins Sunday, we will do a show at 6 a.m. I'm kidding.
Okay, fine. No problem.
Will do a
I'm
show.
up.
We will do a show at noon.
I was up at 3 o'clock this morning watching airline disasters.
We'll do a show at noon.
Airline
Eastern
disasters.
time.
I don't want to ever fly.
Indiana wins noon here Sunday.
I don't
if
ever
Indiana
want to fly.
loses. If Indiana loses, Monday we'll do a show. Monday we'll do a show either way.
All you idiots that get up in commercial flights now, you're idiots.
There you go. Jay Menton said Rizzy and Jizzy. That would be perfect.
There you go. You people that fly on commercial airlines, you're idiots. 90% of all plane crashes occur pilot error.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just telling you don't want to fly.
Where did this come from?
You do not want to get on anything named JetBlue or Spirit Airlines.
Actually, I thought it was more dangerous to fly on those little planes.
Those guys that fly those little planes.
Ask Leonard Skinner, Rocky Marciano. Look at all the people that have died on.
No, I'm not talking about private jets. No, private jets is the safest way to go if you can afford it. Problem is you can't afford it. Oh no, those guys
I can afford. I might be loaded, Steve.
Okay, you might be, but
Robert still wants Grueling Truth after hours. After hours for me and Steve means the show would probably happen at like 8:30 Eastern time.
Speak for yourself.
I know we could do Steve. Hey, there you go, Steve. You could have Robert and you do a show at midnight every day.
I'm rewatching 1883.
But we know how old Robert is too. He's about our age, so he ain't staying up till midnight to watch that show anyway.
I'm up. I'm up, no
But
problem.
I said, we'll have to find somebody that's up that late. Maybe Jay Minton will want to do it with you. You could just do a Jizzy and Steve show.
My wife and I are doing a memorial right now to Grey's Anatomy.
Did that show finally end?
No, it's still on, McSteamy, but we're honoring McSteamy.
The fuck is that?
It's Eric Dane, the guy that just died of
Hadn't that
MS.
show been on since All in the Family was on?
No, All in the
I
Family.
think I remember Pat Summerall going right after All in the Family. Stay tuned for Grey's Anatomy.
All in the Family is probably the best half-hour TV show ever on TV.
I like that. Sanford and Son and Cheers.
Yeah.
And Coach. Craig T.
Coach was good too, with Shelley Fabre and
yeah. See,
Craig
we
T.
faked out a
Nelson.
bunch of people. We lost about half of our listeners, but now they're all starting to come back. So
actually, the Brady Bunch was pretty good in its day
no,
too.
that was fucking gay, Steve.
I know.
Especially since the dad was gay.
He was gay.
And the
Robert
mom
Reed.
slept with the older son.
Yes, she did.
It sounds more like a Jerry Springer episode than a 1970s comedy.
The older son slept with his mom and his older sister.
That is awesome, by the way.
Marcia Brady and Mrs. Brady.
Hey, you know what? As long as they're hot, it's understandable. It's in a TV situation. It's not real life. My God, Steve.
Yeah.
Really, the mom wasn't that hot, but when you throw her with Marcia, I would say it's worth it.
No. She sang at the Indy 500 every year, though.
So did Jim Neighbors.
Back home again.
Don't do that, Steve.
Yeah.
You'll ruin Jim Neighbors. He was really good. People won't think he was because there's a lot of young folks that don't even know who Jim Neighbors is.
I don't. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
That's what Maximus Jizzy says every night.
I was trying to figure out how to incorporate Maximus Jizzy into surprise, surprise, surprise.
We'll put it on the poster for the next show.
Yeah. Boy, how do we get down here? Robert.
It was Robert Stewart.
Robert Stewart.
It always goes to hell.
All right, we've lost everybody. Let's go.
Actually, we haven't, but we're going to because I'm getting ready to wrap it up. Make sure you pound the like button like your Maximus Jizzy. And
all right, who do you got? Who do you got in the game? What's your prediction?
I think Ohio State will win the game. I think Indiana should win the game, but damn, Steve, I've seen this way too much. Hold on, we got DGIM8016. The best half-hour TV shows were MASH, Bob Newhart, Mary Tyler Moore, and All in the Family in the early '70s every Saturday night. I wasn't a big Mary Tyler Moore fan or Bob Newhart. MASH was okay.
Bob Newhart was good with his one-liners. He was dry, but not anything. Nah, Mary Tyler Moore.
I actually liked the Newhart show a few years later when they added Larry Darrell and Daryl.
That was funny.
But what the hell? You know, the one thing you can't do is give me TV shows on network TV today that are good because there aren't any.
There aren't any. No.
None.
MASH was ahead of his time trying to make.
I would say this: you probably don't even think Grey's Anatomy is that good. It's just you've watched it for 20 years, so you don't want to stop.
You know, here's the thing about Grey's Anatomy: it started off really good because it just was a sexually explicit hour-long TV show.
But yeah, it's a hospital. That's all they do is fuck each other.
Well, they made you believe that that's all they do.
That is pretty much all
they do. And then what happened was about the third or fourth season into it, they started getting off on social commentary. Well, and anytime TV shows get off on social commentary, they lose me right away.
Well, and every show has to have somebody that's gay or trans on it.
Yeah, and it turned into that. So Grey's Anatomy just turned into one social situation after another. And it's like, no, go back to McDreamy and McSteamy and
actually, me and my wife watched
Meredith
it for the first. Me and my wife watched it for the first 4 or 5 years, and then we stopped because
it was good. It was funny as hell. It was lighthearted. It was great. It was good TV, good ensemble cast. And then they started getting into these. We have to have a cause behind every hour-long show now, and I can't stand that. You know, it's not why I watch TV. I get that crap on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, local news. I get all the social commentary I want there.
Oh, you get it everywhere anymore. ESPN, every place.
You know, I mean, I've had a ball with this the Traders, this TV show and they're just all a bunch of stupid idiot celebrities B grade celebrities playing a who can lie better than the other game, and it's just been fun to watch. It was mindless. It was
So does
absolutely
the winner
mindless.
get to be president?
No, the
This is a
winner,
show where the biggest liar wins. So
that's what it was. The who could lie the best ended up winning the game out of 23 B level celebrities.
just watch Congress. Same damn thing.
Watch what?
Watch Congress. Same damn thing. Everybody trying to outlie each other.
Oh God, don't get me started. Just don't get me started. We political.
No, we're not. If we were, we'd be ESPN and we'd be rich.
You know who I feel sorry for? Our kids. Our kids are screwed royally. They have no idea what they're
really. They were complete assholes for the 18 years I raised all three of them, so they get what they deserve.
No, they don't deserve what they're going to get.
Dude, we may not any of us be here a couple months from now, dude.
Yeah, well, I guess.
You know the saddest thing, and this is a small political commentary, but it's something really bothered me, is on X, they showed the 4 or 5 coffins being brought back from the soldiers and the families and everything, diving on them and crying. And the interesting thing is I tweeted to Donald Trump, is this war really worth this? And you know what they did? They deleted my comment. I think it's fucking sickening. Wow. I think it's fucking sickening. There's no reason to be in this war.
We are not a capitalist state anymore. We are not a government of the people, by the people, for
we haven't
the people.
been since Kennedy.
Yeah, it's really been that long. It's slowly degraded down to where we are now, to where the people have just absolutely, you can't even elect people anymore. You don't even control elections anymore. Mike, I'm not kidding you. In California, we have 3 people that live in this house right now. We got no less than 7 ballots to fill out.
Really?
7 ballots came to our house. All of them under different names.
Awesome.
Yeah. So go figure that one out.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a campaign the next election to write in. You know who, Steve?
Alfred E. Newman.
Maximus fucking Jizzy. He should be the next president.
He was. It was called Bill Clinton.
He wasn't a Maximus Jizzy, though. He was just a pathetic little dude
I don't know. Ask Monica Lewinsky.
That chased around girls that were
Ask Monica Lewinsky that question.
She got paid. She's
only her blue dress knows for sure.
Well, I think they did a DNA test, and that's how they caught him. But never have sex with a woman smart enough to keep the evidence. All right, guys, that is our final word for today. But I want to thank everybody for listening, watching. I apologize if you watched and listened to all of this. We will be back Sunday with a Hoosier win. With a Hoosier loss, we'll be back Monday. So hopefully you'll see us Sunday at noon. But for now, for Steve Risley, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth.